Hey guys, Millie here, coming to you live from my car. I just got out of the house by myself for the first time in I don't even know how long, several weeks. It feels freaking amazing. Anyways, this topic has been on my mind for a while and I was just reminded and I wanted to share it because a while back I used to have this perception of other women that they might be bitches, if they weren't friendly or if they didn't respond to me, if they weren't nice enough or whatever. I had this perception oh, she's kind of bitchy, and I've actually been called a bitch myself, several times. So I wanted to dive into this topic because it has a lot to do with our own personal growth and personal development. So I want you guys to take a minute and ask yourself, when you are thinking that somebody else is a bitch, if it's really just your codependent behaviors and your codependent sort of tendencies that make you really highly sensitive to how people are responding to you or not responding to you. So I'm going to tell a little story. When I started Junior Foxes, my ring sling company, I reached out to a variety of influencers to test my sling and to hopefully share about it. Now that I'm on both sides of the whatever you want to call it, the equation, and I am, taking requests from brands myself, and I have been on the side gifting products as well, I understand a lot better, but at the time I didn't understand how it all went. So I had reached out to several influencers to to gift a sling to, and many people were incredibly gracious and said yes, they would love to support, amazing, wonderful. And there was one woman who didn't respond to me at all. And I knew she had seen the message, but she just didn't reply. And back then I thought wow, why wouldn't you respond to me? That's so rude, And then there was another woman that had responded to me and let me know her rates. And I was like, oh my God, that's so expensive. And looking back, actually really wasn't expensive at all. It was less than the going rate should have been, but I was just so taken back by it. But what I didn't recognize was my newness in the situation, and that it really wasn't personal whatsoever. It just was, these women had been doing this for however long and they had their boundaries in place. So they were living according to their boundaries. They didn't know me. How could it be personal? You know what I mean? And even if someone does know you, most of the time, whatever anybody says is not personal because everybody's own perception is based on their reality, their model of the world, right? So we can't assign other people's reaction to us, generalize and minimize who they are down to these singular two-dimensional words like bitch, right? So again, I'm going to come back to the codependency topic for 1 minute. Codependency is really highly misunderstood. So what it is a deep need to control the experiences and emotional reactions, emotional experiences of other people. So as women, and the society in general is highly codependent, we really feel like we need to manage other people's experiences. We are people pleasers. We are overly nice. But we might be nice to people's faces, but then we're not nice, behind, it's not, authentic. So you just really have to question, just because somebody wasn't nice, quote unquote, does that make them a bitch? Absolutely not. It's up to somebody else whether they have space, time, energy to respond to something. And this is just one example. There are so many different examples of women, especially, who are just, straight to the point. They speak their mind, they speak their truth, and it's viewed as being a bitch, right? So maybe it is a bitch, or maybe it's just somebody knowing their boundaries and sticking to them. And boundaries are just so important for self-worth. Let me bring this right back full circle to the topic that I'm always preaching, self-worth. So boundaries are a way of building self-trust and creating where you end and where the world begins, right? It's a firm boundary so that you know who you are, you know where you exist in the world, how you want to exist in the world, and you're not letting other people step all over that. You are there for yourself. You're in your stronghold of worth when you are holding your boundaries. And the opposite of that, the opposite of having boundaries, is self-abandonment. And when we have self-abandonment, we deplete our self-worth, right? So what does that look like? Self-betrayal, self-abandonment looks like self-loathing. That's what it leads to. So we need to question ourselves and really look at our own internal reactions. When we are judging other people for their behavior, it's often a sign of the fact that we are highly judgmental of ourselves. Not exactly for the same behavior, but it is a reflection. The amount of judgment that you send out into the world is a direct reflection of how much judgment you place upon yourself. So watch out for that as well. You know, the expression, when you point a finger, you've got three pointing back at you, is very applicable in this scenario. And when you call someone a bitch or you think someone's a bitch, just come back to it and go, hey, how are my boundaries looking these days? Maybe she could teach me a thing or two about holding some boundaries. I don't mean go ask her to teach you about boundaries, because she might look at you like you're insane. But just, question. Look at that, question it, use it as a thinking point and a point of self-investigation. So that's it, guys. That's it. This is part of my formula for self-worth, which is what I preach with my clients and in my group coaching programs. It is basically the framework for Move Girl, which is going to be launching again in January. And I do have some space for one-on-one clients right now. So if you're interested in becoming a one-to-one client, I have, I think, max 2 spaces. So you can send me a message wherever. You can get a hold of me or my email, and we can set that up. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And now I'm going to get my nails done. Where's the camera? Over here. Oh my gosh, look how grown out they are. Yay! Bye!